help.
You did put that very nicely. That was good.
Well, welcome everybody. A big crowd tonight and a lousy night. I feel bad. When I was gone, it was good weather. I came home and it's been bad weather ever since I got here.
Well, it's your fault.
Well, you brought it.
I brought it. I was just saying that Harrison, you guys had the fair and we beautiful weekend.
Yeah.
And it rains the last 3 years and I'm in it. So.
And could I add something to that? A year ago, we had beautiful weather for the start of our plowing match.
Not so much today.
No, not so much today.
I feel for them.
I do.
I feel bad for them.
Anyways, it's nice to see everybody.
Much work that is.
Lots of work to do, so we want to get everybody out of here by 8 o'clock. Moved by Councilor Anderson, second by Councilor Dirksen, that the minutes of the September 5th, 2017 council meeting be approved. All in favor? Okay. I'm going to moved by Councilor Elliott, second by Councilor Caldwell. The town of Minto Council convenes into the Committee of Adjustments. All in favor? One item board. We do. Minor variance right here if I get it. I have to read if I got it on here. I got one right here. So we have a minor variance application MV 201706-6129, third line. David, is this the one?
Yep.
David and Angela Crispin. I will call the public meeting to order and publicly state any decision reached by this committee today cannot be used to set a precedent. Each application considered by the committee is dealt with on its own merits, and no two applications are exactly the same. The public hearing is to consider a minor variance, file number MV 201706, David Crispin. I will call the Secretary Treasurer to state the following.
Okay, thank you, Mayor Bridges. The subject property is legally described as Part Lot 19, Concession 2, municipally known as 6129 Third Line Palmerston in the town of Minto. The purpose and effect of the application is to permit the construction of an addition to the existing home industry building on the subject property with a total floor area of 577.86 square meters or 6,220 square feet and a setback of 106.6 meters or 350 feet to a residence on a separate lot, whereas Section 6.14 D and G of the Town of Minto Comprehensive Zoning Bylaw 0186 as amended permits a maximum floor area of 232.25 square meters or 2,500 square feet and requires a minimum setback of 121.9 meters or 400 feet to a residence on a separate lot. Notices were mailed to the property owners within 200 feet or 60 meters of the subject property, as well as the applicable agencies on September 8th, posted on the subject property and circulated to staff on the same date, and the following comments were received. From the Town of Minto Building Inspector, we have a staff report included, a report from Wellington County Senior Planner Curtis Marshall, and a site sketch.
Okay, thank you, Gordon. Terry, would you like to give us your report?
So basically, the secretary went through what the proposal is. I'll just kind of clarify a little bit. So up on the screen, the building highlighted on the right of the subject property is the existing home industry building. The addition that's going on to it is there a better picture here? Oh, I think the county's got one. Yeah, is going. That's that red triangular portion. Oh, yeah. So the closest corner to the house across the street. That's the relief that's needed for the 350 feet. It's my understanding that the tree buffer between the house across the road and the addition onto the shop is going to remain as much as possible. The one thing, and it's in my report, or sorry, in Michelle's report, is at the back of the building, so there's an 18 by 40 addition going back, or sorry, portion of the addition to the back. That's proposed to be used as personal storage. Being there's the man door between the extended shop that's labeled there and the personal storage, we did have had to include that area in the total square footage of the home industry, just for the sole purpose that sometimes businesses tend to encroach into that extra area. So we'd just like to address it all in one shot. Just that if that does happen down the road, then there's no extra zoning issues to be addressed then. So essentially, the total square footage of the home industry building as proposed is 5,500 square feet, with that extra 720 as personal storage on top of that. Any questions for me?
Questions for Eric?
No.
No. Are you going to be prepared to answer the questions for the Curtis? Is not
Yep,
here.
I can. Yep.
Okay. Any questions on Curtis's report, Wellington County report? No. You got off Scott Lucky there. Questions? Okay. Does anyone want to speak on the application? I'll ask any questions by the committee response. Secretary Treasurer provides resolutions for the committee to consider.
Okay.
On the resolutions being carried or defeated, the notice of decision of the Committee of Adjustment be signed by all members of the Committee of Adjustment in favor of the decision. Are you ready to do that? Oh, sorry, question?
No, I vote in favor
Okay.
of that.
Yep. Seconded?
Yeah, awesome.
We don't, no. Judy? All in favor? Okay. You got the resolution?
Okay, I have two resolutions, and one in favor and one opposed.
We just did the
They
in
will be
favor,
in
one in
favor.
favor.
We can sign the back of each one.
We have to read it?
Yes. So the decision is to approve the application by David and Angela Crispin for property part lot 19, concession 2, with a civic address of 6129 3rd line to permit the construction of an addition to the existing home industry building on the subject property with a total floor area of 577.86 square meters and a setback of 106.6 meters to the residence lot on a separate lot, where section 6.14D and G of the Town of Minto Comprehensive Zoning Bylaw 0186 as amended permits a maximum floor area of 232.25 square meters and requires a minimum setback of 121.9 meters to a residence on the separate lot.
We've already approved them.
Yeah.
I sign as chair. Sign up. All right. So I will state anyone wishing to receive a copy of the notice of decision to please sign the request for notice of decision prior to leaving the council chambers following the meeting. I'll now officially adjourn the public meeting. Okay, done. Yeah, they're all getting signed.
David can stay, right?
Next up is the agenda for the public meeting, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Moved by Councilor Turton, second by Councilor Anderson. The Committee of Adjustment convenes the Committee of the Whole. All in favor? On there. Okay. Now we have a public meeting. We got all kinds of things tonight. It's just the whole municipal world is in front of us tonight.
That's right.
Amazing.
All in an hour.
All in an hour. Well, maybe not.
Or so.
Or so. Okay. A public meeting is to consider the amendment of Town of Minto zoning bylaw number 0186 for the property located at part lot 33 S/S Queen Street, municipally known as 21 William Street East. I'll act as the chair of the public meeting. I'll call the meeting to order and request any member of the public present to please sign the attendance record. I will state the following. If a person or public body does not make oral submissions at a public meeting or make written submissions to the Town of Minto before the bylaw is passed, the person or public body is not entitled to appeal the decision of the Town of Minto to the Ontario Municipal Board, and the person or public body may not be added as a party to the hearing of the appeal before the board unless, in the opinion of the board, there are reasonable grounds to do so. I will call on CEO Clerk Duff, Deputy CEO Clerk Duff. I just made you the CEO. Bill's not here. To state the municipal address and legal description of the property and purpose and effect of the application.
Thank you, Mayor Bridge. The property subject to the proposed amendment is located on part lot 33, Southside Queen Street, municipally known as 21 William Street East. The purpose and effect of the proposed amendment is to rezone the subject lands to permit a reduced lot area and frontage for the proposed severed lot and a reduced lot area for the retained lot. The application for rezoning is a condition of consent that will sever the vacant parcel, 426.87 square meters or 4,594.8 square feet, from the retained parcel, which will be 549.36 square meters or 5,913.2 square feet, occupied by an existing residential dwelling to allow a future residential building lot. This property is zoned R1B, low density residential. Notices were mailed to the property owners within 400 feet or 120 meters of the subject property, as well as the applicable agencies, and posted on the subject property on August 25th, 2017. The following comments were received. From Town of Minto staff, the building assistance report is attached, and a report from Wellington County Senior Planner Curtis Marshall.
Thank you. Gord, Terry, you want to up and do your report?
So as mentioned, this rezoning is a result of a condition that we asked for on the severance of this subject property. Is read out, the frontage on the severed lot, so that's the vacant one on the left, is 17 meters or touch under 56 feet. Both existing existing dwelling lot as well as the proposed vacant lot, they do conform with what the province is making us do in terms of density within plans of subdivision. So this is kind of the lot fabric that we're going to be seeing down the road. And all the other conditions still apply, so this is just going to be clearing the one. That's really question.
Yeah, through you, Mayor Bridge. What is the setback from a lot line for the edge of a property to be built?
Single-family dwelling is 3.9 feet on each side.
3.9 feet, thank you.
That includes an attached garage. 2-story is 5.9. No garage, it's 12.1 on one side only.
Okay. So then the distance between the end of the deck and the property line would be 1.4 meters or approximately 5 feet, I guess.
This is indicated as 1.4. Zoning wise, the minimum is actually 8 inches. So the property line could have been squished over a touch more, only you could never get off your deck, which there's stairs right there, so that doesn't really function too well on site.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Bridge.
Dave, then Mary.
Jerry, what about on the other side?
Other side of which?
On the other side of the lot, on the southwest side, is that a building or what is it?
That is a building that I believe, if we look at the county's report, that's the adjacent house.
Right.
So it's legal non-conforming to that lot line, so they're not moving the lot line closer to the existing house. Just when the house is constructed, I have to pay attention to fire separation between it and the adjacent house, just to keep them both safe and happy.
Really?
Mayor Bridge, there's trees on the lot currently. Are any of them having to come down?
It depends on the house itself. The rear yard setback is 25 feet to the back wall of where the new house is. I don't have a setback to what that tree is.
I think it's more at the front.
Okay, yeah, there's two. Yeah, okay, I see it. Those are on town property. So
say they're towns.
We would have to give permission to take them down or take them down on behalf of whoever purchases or develops the lot.
On town property?
They are, yes,
Okay.
yeah.
Anybody else? I just make one comment is, and Terry alluded to it earlier, gone is the day we expect 66-foot lots anymore. I mean, lots of our neighbors are coming with 40-foot lots now. It's just the density and where we want to go, and this helps our overall density issue for the overall town, because we have to comply to having such amount of density going forward.
Yep.
So I don't see anything wrong with it.
Intensification.
Now I've got the. You want to hang on there, but has anybody got anything on the county report? I didn't.
No.
Okay. Okay. Thanks, Chair.
Perfect. Thanks.
Does anybody want to speak for the project or? Well, up to you. I haven't heard anything bad, so I don't know. Okay. Well, I'll give you a chance to rebut anybody that wants to say anything bad.
Yeah, he's been.
Anybody wishing to comment opposite the proposed amendment? Okay. Okay. You guys all have asked the questions you wanted to ask? Good. Okay. So I will state, if you wish to be notified of the decision of the Council of the Town of Minto in respect to the proposed zoning bylaw amendment application, you must make written request to the clerk of the Town of Minto at 5941 Highway 89, Harrison, NOG 10, or email at bwhite@town.minto.on.ca. There's no further comments. I will adjourn the public meeting. Thank you.
Question?
Yes, go ahead.
They were just going to see, is it possible to move ahead the bylaw on this, just so that they
Yeah,
know
well,
where they stand?
if you would so wish to do that, that would.
I'll second it.
Secondly, Councilor Turton.
We'd actually have to go back into council.
Oh yeah, we're in committee of the whole.
Oh,
Sorry,
that's right, we're in.
Something's
Yeah,
wrong with
sorry.
this picture.
Tried.
we can do that after
Sure.
the delegation. Can we do it? No.
We would have to have
Yeah.
two new resolutions. to
Oh.
get from in
Okay,
and out.
all right, I'm sorry.
Committee
I
of the
think
whole
we'll
for
I
a
think
while.
we'll be
It's
fine.
okay, it'll
And
just
listen,
happen.
I think this next delegation is so exciting that it'd be nice for everybody that in the here to hear it. So with no further ado, I'll ask who's all coming up. Julian is
Leanne and Eleanor.
Anna? Come on up. Now we've got this system here where if you don't feel comfortable one up and one down, just take the other mic and go on the smaller stage there.
Until it's
Okay.
my turn.
All right.
Thanks, Tim.
Well, welcome.
Well, thank you for having us. And I'm quite comfortable in this forum. I don't know if all of you know, but I am an urban planner by profession,
well,
so I'm
there you
very
go.
familiar with the council setting. So. But we're not here on that in that regard tonight. But I am here on behalf of the Minto Arts Council. And first of all, I'd like to say good evening to you, Mayor Bridge, and to all of you members of council and the members of the public that are here as well. And it's my pleasure, my great pleasure, to be here to present to you a brief update about what we've been doing at the Minto Arts Council in the last couple of years since I've joined the council. Currently, I'm the president, and I'm also joined here with Eleanor Butt, our vice president, and we do have a few members of our team here for moral support. We told them that they didn't have to speak, so they're just here for moral support.
Her team.
Anyways, I'm excited to speak to you today about the Minto Arts Council because I joined it a couple of years ago thinking, what can I do in this community that I'm really interested in? And, you know, my husband's already in the community and farming, and I want to do something that I'm really interested in. And the arts is definitely something that I'm passionate about. The Minto Arts Council, as you know, are a nonprofit, and we're a volunteer-directed organization. And we're designed to promote and encourage participation in the arts and the enjoyment of the arts. So who are we? We're about 12 members, and I'm not going to read you all our names, but they're all here. Most of them are here. Anyways, and we are visible in the community, and we try to participate in as many community events as possible because we feel it's really important to continue to promote the arts and support our mission. There are a number of events that we've either hosted or supported, and in order to bring some of the arts to the community and give back to our town as well. And one of the involved events that I was personally involved in was the juried show, but we also have art exhibits on a regular basis. In fact, the last 2-year period, we do a 2-year cycle. And in the last 2 years, we had 10 specific art exhibits. And these include works from artists that are local, as well as some that have even international acclaim. These artists are well known and established, but we also have artists that are just new and are just beginning to discover their art career, and that's like the students in our community. So we reach a broad range of people. And each show has an opening night reception. We have press releases and refreshments, and we try to get the community involved and interested in the arts. And there's an opportunity to kind of meet and greet the artists on those opening nights. And really, it's not only for the community, but it's also for the artists to kind of get a sense of the community that they're in and just to show their art. The juried show, for instance, including the juried show, we had about 744 visitors last year to our gallery, which I think is amazing. We are a small community, so this is fantastic, and it's something that I think that we can really be proud of. We encourage you to attend our next opening reception, which is on October 1st. I'm not sure about the time. Was it 1?
11 to 1.
11 to 1, okay. For Karen Cheeseman and Anthony Moore, which is taking place the weekend of the Cultural Week. And then on to the juried show. This is something that I've taken on a little bit myself. 3 years ago, we did our first juried show, and we had about 9 participants. We were ecstatic to host our 3rd annual juried show, which after only a couple of years has grown to over 20 artists, and we had well over 50 pieces of art showcased in our little gallery. The artists were not only local artists within Wellington County, but we had artists from Gray, Bruce, the Kitchener-Waterloo area, Stratford, St. Mary's, and as far away as the GTA, which I am just thrilled that we have reached the GTA as well. So it's really great to have put Harriston or the town of Minto on the map. Last year's attendance for that was about 289 people, and I think we had very similar numbers this year. It's been my honor and pleasure to bring this show to our community and to get the Minto Gallery on the map. We've made so many connections with the art community in other municipalities that I think we're going to continue to see a strong demand, and we already have seen that, a demand to have artists show their works in our gallery. So I think that's exciting. I'm sore. Is that you?
That's a $10 fine.
There you go.
Bailiff, take her out of the room.
Leave her with the treasure.
Sorry, Alan.
It's a tough room.
To be so popular.
You have to work a few more community hours. We'll work it out.
Yeah, that's right.
So as I was
That's a
saying,
good way of putting it.
we've had requests from artists from all over Southern Ontario to participate and to come into Minto Gallery, which I think is fantastic. Besides visual arts, we also are involved in promoting the music arts with our basement cafes, and we have 3 or 4 of those a year. We feature new artists as well as some established musical artists. We've had Stan Chang, Sarah Godfrey, Catherine Wheatley, husband-wife duo, the McQueens, my sister and her husband, Juno winner Lyndon John X, and those are just to name a few. Like we cover blues, reggae, folk, all kinds of music, country. So if you love music, I hope we see you at the next event, which is on October 14th. And that is for Juanita Wilkins and the Thorn and Roses. We've also had the great luck of having a new member join our Minto Arts Council, and that is Risa Rogers, who is here this evening. And she is the lady behind reviving the old movie theater in the downtown. So this is Risa right here. And we are very passionate about helping her and promoting this. We think it's a great idea to have that, and hopefully we can reach a broad audience. We're excited to see her commitment to bringing quality films and including classics, and sometimes she has like theme nights, scary movies or whatever. So it's really thrilling to have somebody like that in our community, so interested and passionate about the movies. Besides our own personal goals of promoting art, we're also passionate about being involved in our community. The Minto Arts Council continue to assist with the fundraising efforts for the Old Post Clock Tower restorations. Our members felt that this was a very worthy cause and very important to our community. We knew that it needed restoration, and through our charitable works, we were able to issue tax receipts for the contributors to this worthy community project, which we now can all hear when it chimes throughout our downtown. So that's awesome. Another example of the Minto Council outreach to the community and how they're community-minded is the Archie Award. So each year, students from our elementary schools are chosen along with a $25 prize for their work because they're just studying art, and we want to encourage them to continue and maybe show some potential in this field. This is just a small token, but we do give back to our community in this fashion. And last year's winners were Emily Marriott at Palmerston Public and Christina Maxwell at Minto Clifford. We also have a bursary or a scholarship for high school students that are intending to pursue a career or study in the arts at a post-secondary setting. And this last year, that was awarded to Jacob Beeman at commencement last fall. Other community involvement include things like numerous community events such as the Harrison Minto as well as the Palmerston Fall Fairs. This year we also participated in the Clifford Homecoming with the Mills display that was on there. But aside from that, we participate on committees, forums, some workshops, cultural roundtable, a number of things. And we even started a children's art event this year. Future events, stay tuned, but we're looking at hopefully with the help of our community and with our members to do things like art in the park, continue with some more children's activities and painting on plein air. But those are just a few ideas that we've had. But in summary, we are very community minded. We support our local activities. We like to partner with others, raise awareness about the arts, support our educational establishments, and build relationships with the young and the old. Minto Arts Council provides a venue to mentor and continue to raise the awareness of the arts and how important it is in our community. And like I said, we are being sought from places all over Southern Ontario. People want to come to our community for to visit our gallery. So I think this is very exciting. I'm going to hand over the baton now to Eleanor, who is the primary person who is involved in the fundraising for the silent auction. She's the one that has led it for the last few years.
Thanks, Julianne. Hello, Mayor, Rich, and all our councillors here, and we all know each other, and glad to be here. Yes, I'm chairperson of the Minto Arts Silent Christmas Show and Silent Auction. I have 3 committees that I have to be checking on this week, make sure I have it all on my go, because we have to have our decorating done before we can set up our items that go. I started doing this about 10 years ago and discovered that I seem to have a knack to get along with people and encourage them to join us, and we have fantastic support in our community. This town is behind us 100%. Well, I can't say 100%. Let's say 97%. There's always a few that don't. But yes, and a lot of individuals also. They provide, we put out a letter to them, and then we go back and visit often, and we get either money or items for our silent auction, which lasts about 3 weeks. And the community members come and support us in the bidding, which a lot of you here do, which we are thankful for. And this makes us self-sufficient. We have been able to carry on and become more professional looking in our advertising, as well as paying our rents and so on and so forth that's going. So thank you so much for that. And our silent auction coming up will be 3 weeks, November the 9th to December the 2nd, just so you know, and there will be posters eventually coming up. I have to get going on that too. Now, I think that's enough about that. We kind of know a bit about that, but I would like to read to you an article by Northrop Frye. Great countries are art smart. Great nations have done this. The purpose of artists is to imagine a better society, to light a candle and show us a better, greater future. Great art motivates builders and explorers. An example of this is the original Star Trek series. What came out of Gene Rodden's head for just 3 seasons had lousy viewership at the time in the mid-1960s, but inspired an entire way of thinking about space exploration, about science and engineering. And exactly as Roddenberry had hoped, of thinking about how people of different cultures and backgrounds can get along. It's a wonderful thing that Canada is known as the greatest hockey playing nation ever. But is that it for this wonderful country? Let's also build wondrous buildings, sculpture, and art. And let us not moan when the public purse is used to pay for some of this. This is what the world's greatest nations have always done, and it's part of what makes them great. And we're here hoping to make this town the greatest in Wellington County and possibly Ontario, maybe Canada. Who knows?
Why not?
You've got high hopes there.
We have high hopes.
Does the
Thank
council
you.
want to say anything to the group? I want to just, I just want to say, I just came back from an international economic development conference in Toronto, and I went to a few of the sessions, and some of them are on the creative economy and the creative what happens. And I was in a meeting at the beginning of it, and they were talking about, and a lot of Americans there, so they're big on incentives. So they would, give millions of dollars out to somebody to build a factory, bring a factory here, and then somebody else to steal a factory and go over there. So they were trying to get away from that. And what they were talking about was what we have in Minto. And why we have it in Minto, they have the whole package. And the package is the sports facilities. It's the culture. It's everything. And they're trying to get to there now. And they look at cities that have that cultural background, and they bring people who want to live there. So it's kind of interesting that all these high wigs, and they were all talking about it, and we've got it here, and because of people like yourself. So thanks very much. I know the council really appreciates all the work you do. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
No. Well, I forgot to ask for additional items. Is that right? Okay.
Well,
Oh, public question period. We have the public here. Anybody want to ask a question? Okay. Correspondence.
Come on, ask a question.
We're not sure we have the answers, but we can ask the question. Correspondence. Is anything in correspondence? I was not an opponent.
just that farmhouse severance. I'm not sure I understood
Yeah, the farmhouse severance.
correspondence.
Well, that's not. We wouldn't want to do that.
Yeah.
Well,
Terry may
I
more-
want to understand it before I say I don't want
Yeah,
to.
the township of Lakeshore asked for a easing up of these regulations, and the township of Kawartha Lakes is basically speaking against that. They want to keep the current system in place, and Terry.
So they want to make it easier to get a severance.
No, Lakeshore wants it easier.
Right.
Lakeshore wants it easier.
Kawartha
Okay.
wants to keep it in place.
If you want an example of that, I'll give it to you. It's at Perth County, Terry,
Yep.
right? Perth County, Perth East. The mayor there was like he's dying in the vine because they're buying up his big properties. He wasn't, and the Perth County weren't allowing severances like we do, where we allow one building to be left on the property and the 99 acres left in farming. They made you take, if you bought it and you wanted to, they would take, and they get rid of they wouldn't give you the severance off.
They take the whole.
They take the whole 99. And so they were in big trouble because they were losing all kinds of revenue, and they still have to plow the road, but there's no houses on the road anymore. So I think we've got the best situation here where we look at them.
Yeah, we're basically protecting farmland as well as assessment base by allowing for the severance to be pulled out and still prohibiting any further residential development on the balance of the agricultural land.
Yeah. So what? Yeah. So the way I read this, Kawartha Lakes is saying they don't want it to happen. Or I got that wrong. I got it backwards.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
So we don't want to support this because they're saying, no, you should just not do it. I'm the
That's
opposite.
right. I can't support that.
Okay. Why is that? If that, I know it's a little confusing.
I just
because you
wanted to
look
make
with-
sure I
yeah.
understood. That's all.
Won't talk
Kinda
about it.
All right. Anything else? Okay.
Information?
Yeah. Motion for information. Councilor Turton, Councilor Caldwell, all in favor? Reports of committee meetings. Staff reports. Chief Building Official.
Drafts.
Oh yeah, here we go. We're just gonna put his.
Slowing
Let
down,
the-
Terry.
Let the air
Sorry,
out, Terry.
sorry.
Let the air out.
All right. I'm kind of doing double duty tonight, so if I'm looking down a lot, it's not because I forget what I'm going to
Hoping
say.
to see the AV.
As council probably noticed, I didn't get my July building permit report in. We were busy. In July, our permit numbers actually decreased, which was not a surprise to me whatsoever. The contractors out there were so busy actually building stuff that they didn't need to come in and apply for permits. So I wasn't sitting around waiting. I was out there doing tons and tons of inspections. Regardless, we issued 14 permits in July worth 1.9 million, which is a little less than 50% of July of last year, but our value was still higher. So as much to the mayor's delight, we cracked the 20 million mark at the end of July. So that was an added bonus. And in August, things continued to, they jumped right back up. So we issued 24 permits worth 1.6 million versus 16 permits last year worth a touch under $1 million. So as of the end of last month, we're sitting at 159 permits worth a little over 21.5 million versus 150 permits last year worth 1.7. So we're
11 million.
11.
Sorry,
Okay.
you guys can read better than I
Yeah,
can. 11.8
You're just
million.
tired.
Sorry?
You're just tired.
I'm exhausted, actually. So, just so council knows, our construction continues to boom in September. I'm not going to tell you what I issued so far to date because I don't want to spoil it for next month. You just won't show up. All right. So July's highlights. We issued 3 new single-family dwellings. I forgot to do the unit count, so I don't know what we're up to, but we're obviously very good. So 2 were in the rural, and 1 was in Palmerston, and we issued a permit for a new building in one of the lots that we sold in the Palmerston Industrial Park. There's a picture of a new organic pig farm that's up in operation now.
Oh.
She's nice and long at 409 feet long. So
Wow.
It's
that one, Terry?
Big barn. Baseline Road.
Oh yeah,
Pike-
that's
Pike Lake.
yeah, I went right by it.
In August, we did 3 more houses. 1 out in the country. We did 1 in Palmerston and 1 up in Clifford, and 2 new industrial buildings, both in Harriston. So one of them is the propane storage facility at the co-op. So we're doing good. So our 10-year average for permit numbers is 14.5 million. We were at 135 at the end of July. We hit, obviously, the 159 at the end of August, which the 10-year average is definitely lower than what we're at. So for those who say my job isn't dangerous, this is a little guy I came across when I was doing a
I
footing
see.
that's what that
inspection.
is.
I'm
Well,
thinking, why is it
I couldn't see him in there.
I
Oh,
almost
there
had
he
a heart
is. Yeah,
attack.
okay.
I didn't
Dangerous.
I didn't measure that hole to make sure it was at adequate frost depth, but it's anyways. I'm not worried about it. So our 10-year construction value, our 10-year average, the end of July was 10.5 million, and once again we cracked the 20 million. And our 10-year average, the end of last month was touch over 12 million, and we were at 21.5 or 21.6. So we are doing very well. Any questions?
David.
Yes, thank you, Mayor Bridge. We and my next door neighbor are in the process of putting up a house, and it's quite amazing, Terry, over the last 6 months, I've got a better grasp on exactly what you do. And honestly, I mean, I've been out around talking to contractors, and they all appreciate how quickly you get out to the job site, doing foundation inspections, electrical, whatever, and get there and get them inspected and get the reports so they can continue on their construction and on their way. So on behalf of the mayor and our council, thank you for doing that. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Good job.
Sure.
Thanks, Terry.
Perfect. Thank you.
Good. Well done. Motion. Jean, Judy, all in favor? Because I've been missing you. I haven't been going to my left side.
No.
I know. I just feel like. Okay. You doing this one?
Yes, I can do this.
Okay. Gord, you're
All
up.
right, so this is a
Oh, just go to Mary Lou? No, not yet.
No,
No, this is doing it as
Oh, this
CEO.
is the OC.
Come on, Ron.
This is kind of
I'm ahead of myself here.
this is kind of generic. So, as you recall, probably 2 years ago, as part of trying to keep medical services in the community, the town decided to replace the board of a nonprofit corporation. At that time, it was called the Harrison Lions Medical Center Incorporated. So that board, basically due to failing health and other issues, felt that they could not continue to operate the medical center. So the town said, well, we could come in and basically for land transfer tax reasons and income tax reasons, the easiest way to do it was just replace the board. So at present, it is the treasurer, the mayor, and the CAO. And that's worked out fine. Our meetings are very quick, but anyway. And we have been able to invest some money in the capital upgrades for the building. But as you likely know, Dr. Doyen has left the building, gone into the rural medical center near the hospital, and we kind of have an opportunity to maybe reconfigure the building. And I know that Dr. Van Sickle is eager to remain there. The family health team also offers some outreach services, and they wish to be there too. And we also wish to have a viable space where the doctor was too. So we're working on that too. The one problem with having a board of three is sometimes you don't have that many new ideas, and if one of us is away, we have an issue. So we are going to propose that we add the deputy mayor and the business and economic manager. And if you're agreeable, we'll bring that forward in the 2018 appointment bylaw. Right now, it basically carries its way except for these capital upgrades. And Alcar, our facilities manager, and Terry, and actually any staff that's needed, Wayne Metzger or whatever, we're trying to evaluate this building. I kind of put it very similar to the Harrison train station, almost across the road. When we got more actively involved in that, we saw, oh, there's $100,000 to do here, but we can only afford to do a bit each year, and that's where we're kind of in the process of prioritizing it. And basically the building is good, but it does need some upgrades and some replacements too. So I know our CEO just wanted to kind of bring you up to date on what's been happening with the board, and it has a June year end. So we've had our annual general meeting and accepted the June 2016 statements, and we'll be taking over the books and records. We do them in-house by the deputy treasurer, and we'll be taking them to the accountant's office very shortly. Questions?
Just to add to that, Gord, one of the things, the reason we want to get bigger board too and bring Belinda on board, I think we say that the manager, Belinda's the manager, but, is the fact that under the actual Corporation Act, if down the road something came up that we wanted to purchase, we kept outside, it made sense to keep it outside the town, whatever, we already have this board in place. And there is some situations where that might come up in the future. So just having the board and the structure in place and having it a little bit bigger so we can get some more information. And that's sort of what, I can't give you an example right now, but
one thing that was useful was were some survey aspects of getting our certified site approved in the Palmerston Industrial Park.
Yeah.
And this corporation was used as a tool to help that along.
That's right. There was that example. So there is some things out there that it could crop up from time to time that this might be it's valuable to have, and it didn't cost anything to actually set up because we just took it over. Ron.
I just wonder, is this running as a profit? Are we bringing in money and where would it go if we do or don't? What happens?
So the idea is, yes, we do want to earn a profit because we need to finance these capital upgrades. Yep. And at present, it is making a small profit. Unfortunately, the profit isn't as big as the upgrades that are needed, but likely especially with the change in tenants and that. I guess the financial aspect from our point of view is we may have to advance some money to it, because although it's in the black, it's a relatively small amount, and if we have to replace a roof or furnace or things like that, do that.
Thanks.
Okay. Motion?
Sure.
Mayor Faulkner, Councillor Turton, all in favor? Okay. Okay, I'll turn it over to Mary Lou.
Okay. And the Finance Committee only has one item on the agenda tonight, and that's the approval of accounts. And I love it when it's tax month.
Yeah, isn't it? We say many times, easy come, easy go.
Yeah. The only good news on that, Mary Lou, is I don't have to write the check anymore. They take it automatically. Yeah.
Oh, is that right?
Oh, yeah. I used to hate writing the check when I was building.
Yeah, I think it's
Pretty hard to get it all in one check anyways.
and it's all on all the school boards and everything too. So that is, I think, 1.9 million of the 2 million in administration right there too. And roads, we're right in the construction season, and we have about 228,000 installment on the Clifford connecting link. That work was done very quickly in time for homecoming there too. We've also done some more blower repairs, about 24,000 at the Harrison Lagoon there. And Al and the recreation crew have been very busy. They purchased the demo trackless mower too, as opposed to the refurbished one they were considering too, and a lot of other upgrades around the highlights.
My only comment is just a reminder that we have to pay the taxes for both the county and the school board, even though we may not have collected them all. We have to be the one that carries the full accounts receivable. Burden to it at times.
Cash flow is always very tight.
And if I, through you, Chair Colwell, the new machine was out in the yard the other day when I was in the Monday, and I went out and went over it, and that machine, I forget what day we got it, but it was early September.
Correct? September. I remember them bringing
September, it in. And that there's only been 2 days that machine has not been used till now. So I think that was a really good purchase, and I think we made a wise choice getting the demonstrator.
Wow.
There's no other questions? Then the recommendation is the Council of the Town of Minto receives the Treasurer's report dated September 15th regarding approval of accounts and approves the Town of Minto accounts by department for July and August 2017. Would someone move that? Councillor Dirksen? Seconded by Mayor Bridge. All in favor?
I had my hand up earlier, Judy. Sorry.
You did have it up on it.
I know.
And I turned the chair back to
Picking
Mayor
on the
Bridge.
mayor.
You were plotting over here.
You came back. We saw you coming. We
So
were
I'll
trying
be
to
back for
we
tonight.
were trying to get first and second.
All in favor? We got that? Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, we did.
Thank you. Turn it over to.
Thank you, Mayor Bridge. Okay, we have our friend Mr. Mike McIsaac, our roads foreman, here tonight. We have one item on the Public Works agenda. It's to do with the winter maintenance of the Connecting Links agreement and bylaw. So, Mike, please.
Yeah, just with winter coming around the corner fairly quickly, it's a housekeeping thing here to renew the contract with Owen Sound Highway Maintenance for our 3 connecting links basically in our towns. There is a slight increase over last year, but with anything else, it's justifiable. Is there any questions?
Hearing no questions, the recommendation is that the council receive the report from the roads foreman regarding the winter maintenance of Connecting Links agreement and approves bylaws in regular session, authorizing the mayor and the deputy CAO to sign the agreements. Can I have a mover? Councillor Anderson, Councillor Elliott, all in favor of that? Against? That's carried. Thank you. I'll pass the chair back to our mayor.
Other businesses disclosed. Ron. Or David. Was it David?
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Mayor Bridge. I just wanted to, now that the summer's over, our committee's going to get going again on the Canada Packers reunion, which is next August 11th. So, yeah, It's we are in the process of inviting anybody that's in town or around that wants to come to a party. It's kind of in conjunction with the August street party downtown with the Leslies and all our merchants and all that such like. So put that in your calendar, please.
Very good.
Thank you.
What is it, a special year, David? Or
Nope.
just to bring people back?
No. So we were talking about this tonight, and I don't know who we were talking about, but it was February. It was January 28th or 29th, 1992, when it closed. So I mean, this is 26. Pardon me. What is it?
You sure?
So we are a year late on the 25th. Yeah.
Like this.
Yeah. So it doesn't really matter. I mean, that's kind of what we're doing. So we hope everybody will. We're not exactly sure what we're doing, but we're having a meeting, our second or third meeting this Thursday night at the Hairston Legion.
The ice cream involved?
Oh yeah, yep.
And cheese? Any cheese?
How there'll be whining though.
And butter? There'll be butter? Okay, well, I'm just giving you some ideas. Like,
No, I know. Yeah. Thank you very much for your ideas, Mayor Bridge.
Thank you. Rod?
Just for those, anybody been downtown Palmerston lately, I walk by it every day. It's the Main Street. We've been worried about that for a long, long time. Where Deb's Hair Design, the old bank, or whatever we want to call it, and just down beside it, the neighbor beside it, down William Street.
Yep.
But they've got the
Whole thing off.
right out,
Yep.
and the front of Deb's is all being done, and they're working like crazy. People have been thinking that they haven't been doing anything, but they've been working inside.
Oh, yeah. No, they
So
have.
now all of a sudden they're outside, and everybody's pretty excited that we're finally getting our downtown back to where it's looking pretty good. And we also are working very hard at the same kind of situation over at Norman Street, the old creamery. So plus all our industrial lots and stuff, but I'm really happy to see the downtown. Real eyesores.
Great.
Yeah.
I have a question. Could I ask?
Yep.
What? They're really doing a lot of work at the old creamery.
Yeah.
What are they doing there? Like what?
I believe that the upstairs are.
Oh, sorry, Terry.
Oh, yeah,
Apartments.
okay.
Apartments.
Leave a building
Go ahead.
permit.
Oh, thank you.
Just get that's wrong.
So above the single-story portion, the slope roof, they were having water leakage issues. So they just changed the roof line to match with the two-story portion beside it. So the windows that are up there, they're just fake windows, but they're blending that whole facade in to make it look like one uniform building. They've got I saw the stucco crew there today. You guys granted them, or I guess Economic Development Committee granted them a facade grant for it.
Correct.
So they're working away at that as well.
But what's
What's it going to be?
What's it going to be?
At this point, so there's 4 residential units, and then the commercial in a portion of it is being converted to residential, and then there's still coin laundry proposed for the portion right at the corner.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yep, all good stuff. Judy?
I just wanted to make a comment about the Hairston Minto Fall Fair that was this past weekend. Just a huge thank you to the Egg Society and the and friends. Like, there's all kinds of people who are asked to do jobs on that actual weekend who fill in as well. There were so many activities. There was something for everyone. They made some changes this year, and I think they were really successful. I attended the soapbox derby on Sunday, and that was a blast. That was totally new. We've never had something like that before. And
They had 23 entries on that.
anyways, yeah.
23 entries?
Yeah.
I didn't take a car down, but my husband and my son did. No, I kept a low profile. And but anyways, I just wanted to congratulate the Hairston Minto Egg Society on a really great fair.
Thank you, Judy. And I just want to add to that unfortunately that's the first fair I think I've missed, and I was away. Still couldn't get a flight out of Fort McMurray, So I really appreciate this, the council stepping up to the plate and even getting into an escape room and managed to get out without me, which I just can't believe.
It's close.
So that you did that without me.
Quite managed. All right.
Well, hang on. Were the reports not right? I'm just kidding. No, we will leave it there. You got out
Locked out,
successfully.
that's right.
Oh, yeah. Locked out.
And we bought 2 pies at the
And but I know they do a lot of hard work, and it's nice when I know they didn't have a midway this year, and they're worried about it, but it's 23 cars in the soapbox derby. What a great thing, and that's all great stuff. And
well,
we got 2 good fairs.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. We have 2 really good fairs.
Yeah. So thank you very much for that. It's nice to be back. Fort McMurray is quite a place, but but I tell you, they have a $350 million recreational center that we wandered around in, and you get lost in, and at pools and arenas and ball diamonds and soccer pitches. But you know what? We're better here in Minto, even though we've got what we got. I just found that it's hard. I don't know how they do it out there. People come and go, but they're not a part there. It's hard to be a community, right? You can see it, but the downtown didn't get hit as bad. Like the subdivisions over the hill.
Yeah, the one part.
Yeah, that got hit, but but they're still down 20,000 people. They were 100,000 people, and now they're only 80,000 people. So 20,000 people haven't come back.
Wow.
So their economy. Just to give you a little example, they have their election coming up. The mayor is not returning; she's retiring. She's only like in her 40s, but she's a nurse or something, and she can't get time off now as much as she needed, and because they don't have a lot of people. And they reduced their capital budget by $100 million. Their last thing.
Wow.
So it was the talk of the FCM for the next morning, because they just said we went to 200 million. We don't have the money anymore, so we're dropping 100 million off our budget. So we'll see what happens there. I mean,
What kind of percentage is that, though?
50%. Yeah, 50%. Yeah, weird. But anyways, nice to be back, and let's move it on, because I said we'd be done by 8. Moved by Councillor Dirksen, seconded by Deputy Mayor Faulkner. The committee of the whole convenes in the regular council meeting. All in favor?
So we better get our hands up in a hurry.
What? Any notices of motion? Okay, here we're moving. Moved by Councillor Caldwell, seconded by Councillor Dirksen, that the council of the town of Minto ratifies the motions made in the committee of the whole. All in favor? Moved by Deputy Mayor Faulkner, seconded by Councillor Turton, the bylaw number 2017-73 to authorize execution of agreement regarding the 2017-2018 winter maintenance Highway 9 with integrated maintenance and operations service Inc. be introduced and read first, second, and third time, passed open council, seal of the corporation. All in favor? Moved by Councillor Hanson, second by Councillor Elliott, bylaw number 2017-74 to authorize execution of an agreement regarding the 2017-18 winter maintenance of Highway 9, 89, and 23 with integrated maintenance operations services Inc. be introduced and read first, second, and third time, and passed open council, seal of the corporation. All in favor? Moved by Councillor Dirksen, second by Councillor Turton, bylaw number 2017-75 to authorize the execution of site plan agreement with North Wellington Co-op Services regarding a bulk fertilizer mixing facility at 56 Margaret Street, Harrison, be introduced, read first, second, and third time, passed on with council. Seal of the corporation. All in favor? Moved by Councillor Elliott, second by Councillor Caldwell, bylaw number 2017-76 to amend a zoning bylaw number 0186 for 21 William Street in the town of Minto, be introduced, read first, second, and third time, and passed on with council. Seal of the corporation. All in favor? Well, you were so nice to wait this long.
Yes.
Moved by Deputy Mayor Faulkner, second by Councillor Turton, bylaw number 2017-77 to confirm the actions of the council of the corporation town of Minto respecting a meeting held September 19, 2007, be introduced, read first, second, and third time, passed on with council. Seal of the corporation. All in favor? Moved by Councillor Turton, second by Councillor Dirksen. The council of town of Minto adjourns to meet again at the call of the mayor. All in favor? Thank you for a good meeting, everybody.